Hello and thanks for joining us. After 4 decades away from French stages, the groundbreaking Dance Theatre of Harlem is back in Paris.
I got something that makes me want to shout.
This is a ballet company born out of the civil rights era, founded in 1969 in the wake of Martin Luther King's assassination. This institution shattered the myth that classical dance belonged to only one body type, one colour, one tradition. Today, as they perform at the Palais de Congrès de Paris and tour across France, dancers Alexandra Hutchinson and Lindsey Donnell carry that legacy forward. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having
It's a pleasure to have you. Now, Lindsey, before we get into the history and the big themes, I saw a delightful Instagram post of you dressed as a Parisian, beret, baguette, dancing. What inspired that moment? Talk to us a bit about it. Were you rehearsing to be a Parisian?
Well, that was Halloween this year, and I think the company has been looking forward to this trip all year long. And so I thought it would be fun to be a French kiss. And so I had a little kiss on my cheek and had the ballet-inspired outfit that I got to wear.
And Alexandra, I saw a beautiful video of you as well on Instagram, dancing in the streets of Paris.
Yes.
How has the French audience been treating you so far?
It's been incredible. We've been in France for 2 weeks now. We went to Bordeaux and Roubaix, and so we're really excited to be in Paris. It's been a dream to get to perform here, and it's my 3rd time coming to Paris, so I'm looking forward to these exciting shows coming up.
So you know what to expect. Well, this is your company's first time performing in France in decades. Let's take a look at the Dance Theatre of Harlem in action. Lots of wonderful images there. Lindsey, what does it feel like to bring this history of the Dance Theatre of Harlem back to French stages again?
It's, like I said, it's so exciting. We have 2 programs that we're doing, and so I think we're just all looking forward to sharing what we love to do and our own flavor of ballet with the French communities.
One of the signature works on this tour is called Firebird. It was originally a classic Russian ballet, but your company reimagined it in 1982 with Caribbean and African-American influences and a black female lead, turning it into a symbol of rebirth and liberation. Alexandra, you are playing that lead. When you step into that piece, what history and responsibility do you carry with you?
Well, it's amazing that we're getting to perform this in Paris because it first began in Paris in 1910. And so Dance Theatre of Harlem hasn't performed this work for 20 years. And this is the first time internationally that we're performing this. So it's a really big deal. It's an honor. And I feel a lot of responsibility to continue the legacy that Arthur Mitchell started 56 years ago.
And Lindsey, why does this ballet feel still quite radical in 2026?
Well, I think it's a story of championing over adversity, and so when the Firebird comes out and she kills the Prince of Evil with her power and her strength, it's truly an inspiring story that I think we can all apply to our lives today.
Now, the Dance Theatre of Harlem, it was born from grief, it was born from defiance and a belief that classical ballet belongs to everyone. Tell us what it means to you to be part of this company, Alexandra.
It's a dream come true, getting to inspire young dancers that look up to us, dancers of color, and also people of any age get to feel that hope when they see us up there, black and brown dancers on the stage doing ballet, doing classical, neoclassical ballet. And so it really is a magical experience. And our repertoire is very diverse and versatile. So they're able to see a range of ballet and in a new light.
Today, conversations around race, identity and DEI, diversity, equity and inclusion, remain very charged in the United States. We hear about it all the time in the headlines. Some people say art should remain separate from politics. Your company was, though, founded as a direct response to racial injustice. At this moment in history, Lindsey, is simply performing a political act?
Absolutely. I think that creation itself is an act of liberation. And so being able to share what we do and have a space where we can grow and expand and be our true selves, and share it with the world in a way that, you know, is non-confrontational, but still very strong, I think is really important.
Alexandra, does that founding mission, given what's going on in the world, feel more urgent than ever?
Definitely. It brings together people of all races, all religions, and we're able to enjoy art and bring a community together and be in that moment. And live art is really important now more than ever.
Yeah, inclusion, being together, it's really important. Lindsey, you have danced everywhere. Well, you both have, from the White House to world stages. But black dancers still only represent something like 10% of professional ballet performers. Many dancers of colour describe being the only one in their training schools. Can you talk to us a bit about you coming up, starting out? Did you come up against walls that nearly stopped you?
You know, coming up, I always found ballet as kind of my safe haven. My teacher was really wonderful in having us, you know, focus on the technique and focus on the art form. So I felt like as I kind of left my walls was when I realized more how I was being seen from the outside. But internally in my training, that was where I went, where it was my passion that kind of allowed me to forge through all of that.
It was all you always wanted to be a dancer. You always knew.
I always did, yeah, from when I was a little girl.
And was it the same for you?
It was. I actually remember the first time I saw an African-American ballerina, Akua Parker, who was a Dance Theatre of Harlem ballerina. I was 5 years old and I saw her do the Sugar Plum Fairy in Delaware. And I just was so starstruck. And I remember turning to my mom saying, I want to do that one day. Wow. And so it's been amazing getting to reconnect with her now, and a full circle moment for me.
And now you're inspiring little girls watching you. It's kind of a full circle. Ballet has historically centered on this Eurocentric ideal, from body type to skin tone. Representation, it's improved with breakthroughs like Misty Copeland, the first African-American female principal dancer with the American Ballet Theatre, and Guillaume Diop, who's here in France. He's the first black person to reach a principal rank at the Paris Opera Ballet. Do you think things are changing?
I think they're changing slowly, but I think that is why we have to continue to do this work, that it's so vital to continue pushing it forward, because otherwise I don't think it will continue to change. So these role models are important.
What do you think needs to be done behind the scenes then to improve this representation?
I think, honestly, Dance Theatre of Harlem is amazing representation, because we are able to tell Black stories through ballet and introduce audiences to our stories through movement. And so I think that if other companies give more opportunities for stories to be told, that can really help. Okay.
Alexandra, you've spoken about wearing your natural hair proudly on stage in a world that likes a tight bun. You do have a tight bun today, but you have spoken about it in an art form that is really built on uniformity. What does it mean? What's it like showing up as your authentic self on stage?
Well, my hair is so beautiful, and it took me a long time to realize that, because when I was younger, because I was different and oftentimes I was the only Black girl in the room, I felt that I had to conform and straighten my hair all the time. And when I came to Dance Theatre of Harlem, I felt a freedom that I'd never felt before. And Lindsey and I were actually talking about how I sometimes wear my hair out in class, but of course I put it up for rehearsal. But it's a feeling that is a liberation of many kinds, and being able to show myself, my true self, and feel my curls bouncing when I'm turning and jumping is the best feeling ever. And but again, we're able to wear many versatile hairstyles throughout the programs.
And again, very inspirational to younger people watching the show. So Lindsey, for people attending your French shows, what can the audience expect from a performance?
Well, they can expect energy, excitement. We have, like I said, 2 different programs. So we like to do a range. We have some classical pieces, neoclassical, and then more contemporary as well. So I like to say that it's a sampler platter of all the art forms. And then our artistic director, Robert Garland, he specializes in mixing neoclassical ballet with the urban vernacular. So, some of the steps that you see on TikTok or that like you do on home, we mix them and put them right into the classical rep. So I think people, at least so far in France especially, have found that very refreshing.
They
It's
can
like a
connect
new
to
lens.
it more, and it gives them a bit of hope that they can be like you, probably.
Yeah, it makes you smile. I think it gives a little more freedom and joy in the movement. So, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, for you guys watching at home, you can see the Dance Theatre of Harlem in Paris at the Palais de Congrès between the 26th and the 28th of February, and then in Lyon in March. Thank you so much to Alexandra, Hutchinson and Lindsey Donnell for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you next time.